Hey, in this video, I'll show you how to add interactions such as overlays or buttons in Petrels. Let's dive in. Okay, let's start by adding our block inside. So to do that, let's go to basic and let's go block. Here, I have this block and let's change the width to 50 and change height to 50. Remove the minimum height and change the width to a pixel. And let's move this block inside the main block and let's call it parent block and let's call this button. And now let's add margin and let's make it 30 dvh. Now our block is at the end of the website and it's on top of the car. Now let's add some color. Let's make it white and let's add radius of 999 so it's round shaped and perfect. This is our indicator button or trigger button. Now let's add relative overlay. To do that, let's go to Qubit Plus, go to Basic. You'll see overlays and let's choose a relative. Here we have the overlay and let's move it inside the button. Let's click on it and here's a editing UI for the overlay. Let's go to right side. For the positioning, you can go with top, right, bottom, or left. So let's go with the right. Align to center and just change the x-axis offset to 20 pixel. Let's change the dismiss to none from auto. Let's remove the height and let's change the width to 300 or even 400. And let's make it black. Perfect. Now let's add text inside. Here we have the text and let's move it inside the overlay. Let's change the color to white and here's our text. Let's add lorem ipsum and here's our text. Now let's change the weight to semi-bold so it's more visible for us. And here's our text. We are good to go. Now all we have to do is click on none and let's change the name of this overlay to car overlay. Perfect. Now let's go back to our button. To add the interactions to this, you'll see interactions tab in right panel. Let's click on the plus. Let's choose mouse enter. Let's make it hover effect. Let's click on it. We have two actions now. So overlay or audio. So we will go with the overlay. Event, let's make event open and close. For the overlay, let's choose our car overlay, which we named. And we are set here. And let's go ahead and check it out, what happens. And here's our block. If I hover on it, you'll see the text or the overlay. And if I hover back, you'll see it's going to disappear. So this is the hover effect with the relative overlay. And let's change it to click. To do that, let's go back to our mouse enter section and let's change it to mouse click and let's choose the cursor pointer. Okay, perfect. Now let's go back to overlay settings. And as you remember, we set it to dismiss none. Let's make it click. Now let's go back to preview. Here's our block again, but if I hover on it, we don't see the overlay. But if I click on it, you'll see the overlay and I can move my cursor anywhere. It's not going to move. But if I click, the overlay is going to disappear. So next off, we have mouse leave option. Mouse leave is basically the opposite of mouse enter. So if your mouse is not around, you'll see the overlay. But if I hover on the block, the overlay is going to disappear. So this is the mouse leave. There are so many use cases for this effect. So for example, you can use it for a drop-down menu or drop-down navbar, or even something like this. And let's say you have a model and you don't want to distract your visitors just by showing the whole text and you want them to hover or click on the button. So that's it. This is how you add interactions in Petrels.